The Florida Keys, continental America's southernmost island chain. Adventurous, laid back, an addictive, somewhat quirky subtropical paradise. We're taking a 125-mile journey from Key Largo to Key West. Join Florida adventurer Chad Crawford for an insider's tour, exploring the sights, sounds, and exquisite Florida Keys flavors. We're keeping it real, getting up close and personal with some new fishy friends in Key Largo. Then it's a day of deep sea excitement.
Big fish coming to the surface.
As we go charter boat fishing in Islamorada.
This is a fish of a lifetime.
Go! We'll dive into the Big Blue to Snuba off Marathon. Plus, we'll have a family adventure snorkeling the reefs of Big Pine Key. We'll check out the chill lifestyle, where all are welcome to come as they are and celebrate from sunrise to sunset. We'll discover the diverse culture and bohemian spirit that's inspired artists and literary legends. Plus, we'll descend the depths as we go wreck diving off Key West.
You're looking at history.
Before we launch into a 007-style jetpack adventure. Real adventure in a blue paradise, where we're keeping it chill. This is the Florida Keys. Real, blue, and chill.
Once you leave Florida's mainland along the overseas highway, it's like you're entering a whole different place. Technically, we're still in the United States, but in reality, we've just entered the Conch Republic, the Florida Keys. Hi, I'm Chad Crawford, and today we're following the trade winds as we set out on an absolutely spectacular journey across the Florida Keys.
We'll travel southwest on US 1, stopping in Key Largo, Islamorada, Marathon, Big Pine Key, and finally, Key West. First up, we're headed to Key Largo. Florida is home to one of the most unique and diverse marine environments found anywhere in the world, and it's right off our coastline. The Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary protects more than 3,300 square miles of waters and marine ecosystems surrounding the Florida Keys. Explore mangrove channels, shallow water estuaries, shipwrecks, tropical fish, and other marine life on continental North America's only living coral barrier reef. Key Largo is an ideal spot to base your underwater vacation. It's where we found Captain Spencer Slate, who has a unique way of protecting this precious natural environment through education and interaction.
Hey, Chad, how you doing?
Captain Slate, how you doing,
All
sir?
right, all excited about going diving with you, man.
I am real excited.
Let's go out there and have some fun.
For over 30 years, Captain Slate has been practicing his distinct method of creating environmental advocates by entertaining and educating his guests with his signature creature feature dives. It's an interactive experience that gives divers an incredible up-close experience with some of the reef's most formidable and some might say misunderstood species.
I teach them, one, they're to be respected, they're not dangerous, they're not going to hurt you. But when these divers, and I'm talking new and old divers alike, come on a boat and say that was the most exciting dive they ever had, that they get to actually touch these animals. It becomes a togetherness. They don't want to hurt these animals. They think the same way I think. If you go out there, respect the reef, respect the animals, and preserve them, and that's what we're trying to do today.
Wanting to experience that togetherness firsthand, Captain Slate took me out to one of his favorite spots. It's amazing how quickly the fish gathered once they saw Captain Slate. Being so close to all this marine life is really a once-in-a-lifetime experience. The fish I was most looking forward to see was the Goliath grouper. This endangered species has been known to weigh up to 800 pounds. No surprise that these massive fish are known for their massive appetites. What an experience to be so close to these spectacular fish. The main event for the creature feature would be watching Captain Slate feed Psycho the barracuda. I do want to stress not to try this on your own, as Captain Slate has been feeding in this area for over 30 years and has developed a rapport with these creatures. The dive lasts about 30 minutes and about 40 feet of water, so it's a great experience for beginning divers, especially for those who want to learn more about helping conserve this amazing and fragile environment.
I know when I take divers on our creature feature and they get in the water and they come over and interact with these creatures, they come back an advocate for these creatures and for the environment, and their whole life and view has changed on the creatures in the ocean. These people go down as divers and they come back up as conservationists, and that's what I'm after. That's what I want to happen.
Well, that was a blast, man. You know, I've seen nurse shark, I've seen Goliath grouper down there, but never been able to be so close to them like that.
You feel like you're one of them now.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want anybody to hurt or injure these animals. And
Yeah.
that's the overall theme of this whole thing, to get people to respect animals. Because, hey, it's our ocean, we got to take care of it.
That was an underwater experience I'll never forget. I've been on many dives, but I've never had the chance to experience these magnificent creatures eye to eye. Captain Slate's right. It definitely gave me an increased respect and admiration for this place, and for those who call it home. You can find more marine life encounters in Key Largo at the world-famous John Pennekamp Coral Reef State Park, America's first designated underwater sea reserve. Snorkeling and scuba tours, along with glass-bottom boats, give visitors a chance to view this spectacular submerged sanctuary and behold the breathtaking Christ of the Abyss. All told, there's an entire underwater world that awaits exploration in the Florida Keys.
The flavor, the warm, crusty conch fritter. The fabricator, Key Largo Conch House. Oh, the conch fritter is all that is good about the Florida Keys, rolled up, deep fried. Oh, and it feels like
The conch fritter's flavor? It's like biting into a warm little crusty seafood bomb.
it explodes with greatness at every bite. Ho, ho, ho. The conch fritter, it's a Florida flavor you've got to try.
Still to come.
Snuba, it's like snorkel, scuba diving, it's somewhere in between, right?
That's exactly it.
How do you get to dive the turquoise waters off Marathon without being a trained scuba diver? We'll show you how anyone can experience the colorful sea on Canyon Reef. No certification needed. But first,
Scott, he's going under the boat, he's going under the boat!
we're in Islamorada, casting our lines 35 miles offshore in search of the big one, or at least a fish dinner.
This is a fish of a lifetime.
What famed Hollywood boat can be found in Key Largo? The answer when we return. What famed Hollywood boat can be found in Key Largo? The African Queen from the 1951 Bogart and Hepburn film can be found in Key Largo. Visitors who want to experience a little bit of old Hollywood can take a cruise on the boat.
Welcome to Islamorada. Chartering a boat with an experienced captain is one of the best ways to ensure an unforgettable fishing experience. This is where it gets real. This is where deep sea dreams turn into real life adventures. Maybe we'll come home with a fish dinner, or maybe a record-breaking trophy.
If you love water sports like I do, there's no place on earth like the Florida Keys. And if you love fishing, well, welcome to heaven. Islamorada in the Upper Keys is considered the sport fishing capital of the world. Hundreds of charter captains make Islamorada their home, and you can easily book a fishing trip with one of these expert guides. We asked Captain Richard Stanzik of the world-famous Bud and Mary's Marina to show us all we need to know about chartering a fishing boat.
These boats are basically licensed for 6 passengers, and of course we do have multi-passenger boats as well. But you know, something really enjoyable about fishing, sport fishing, is the fact that young children, mom and dad, grandpa, everybody can participate in this, and you know, it doesn't require any level of expertise.
But hold on now, you don't want to put grandma and the kids on just any old boat. You need to plan ahead and do some homework before you take that family trip.
The number one suggestion is to go with an old established place, somebody who's been here a while. If you know people who can reference other people, in other words, they've been out with them before, and get a recommendation, that's going to help you as well.
What can they expect to catch?
You know, in Islamorada, something's biting all 365 days a year. Like in the winter, sailfish are definitely here from November right on through May. Come out in the summer, you're going to be looking for mahi-mahi or dorado. Up and down our reef line in the wintertime, we catch cobias, kingfish, yellowtails, mutton snappers, African pompanos, amberjacks. Just about anything you want to catch can be caught during that time of the year. And in the summer, further offshore, a lot of tunas and amberjacks around the humps. So everything's seasonal, but something's always biting.
After catching a few small fish, it was time to head out for deeper water, where I was hoping to tangle with the big boys. We'll be fishing 35 miles offshore in more than 1,700 feet of water for one of the most prized and respected fish swimming. Well, I'll let Captain Stanzik tell you what we're going after.
But you know, our main target today, we're going to be looking for the greatest fish of them all. We're going to be looking for the broadbill swordfish.
And on our last drop of the day, we finally connect with the sword.
Big fish coming to the surface, another mark coming in. This battle just
Man,
begun.
it's a strong, strong fish.
He just begun. This fish came up out of the cold, he was a bit stunned, and he saw the boat, now he knows we're here. Now he's sitting in this warm water and he's getting his blood going. So the battle's gonna be on.
With the help of Captain Stanzik and his crew, I'm able to keep this huge fish on the line. Just barely.
He's undoing everything I just done.
This is a fish of a lifetime.
He's taking line out.
Starting to angle up. Chad, you've had this fish on over an hour, and it is a big fish. It could approach 300, 350 pounds. It's a big fish.
When the fish first surfaces, the mood on the boat takes a drastic change.
He's a monster, Scott. Slow down, Scott. Slow down, Scott. Get another gap. Get another gap, guys.
That's a big fish, guys.
He's a big fish.
Easy, Scott. Easy, Scott.
Scott, he's going on new boat. He's going on new boat.
Back up, back up.
Scott, he's in the boat. Turn that way.
Fire still in him.
This is without a doubt the most exciting fishing adventure I've ever experienced. After a 2.5-hour battle, we were finally able to bring this massive swordfish to the side of the boat.
All right, guys. All right, hang on to him.
It's an absolute monster.
Chad,
Oh my gosh.
you're now officially one of the old men of the sea.
You know what, Richard? Now I get it.
You get it? Okay.
I get what the hype is about.
I'm glad you got it.
Fishing is all about.
Let's see if we can get this fish in the boat here now.
This fish is so big they can't get him to the door.
Help guide.
This has been a battle, guys. This has been a battle. Son of a gun. What a fish. Look at this fish. He's an animal.
We just pulled a dinosaur out of the ocean. Absolutely amazing.
There's no guarantee you'll hook a swordfish, but your captain and crew will do everything in their power to make your fishing trip exciting and memorable. Not every swordfish is harvested, but this one well exceeds the minimal size limit and is destined for many dinner tables. You've got to put Islamorada sport fishing on your must-do travel list. And even if that big one gets away,
Richard says be patient, he'll come up.
I guarantee you and your family will have an experience that will be talked about for years to come. When you're in Islamorada, a must-see is the History of Diving Museum. Dive equipment through the ages has been beautifully preserved and displayed to help tell the story of man's quest to conquer the ocean's deep. One of my favorite things about the History of Diving Museum?
The helium bar. Man.
Islamorada is not only the sport fishing capital of the world, but it has become an epicenter for weddings. People worldwide travel here to combine tropical and traditional wedding ceremonies into a memorable experience. Whether it's a casual, laid-back wedding on the beach or an elaborate function, Islamorada offers all the support couples will need. There's no better way to begin a lifelong relationship than to exchange vows in the Florida Keys.
The flavor, margarita. The maker,
Marker 88 in Islamorada.
ooh, here it is. Ooh, the margarita, thank you. It's so good. It's like the Florida Keys, but in like a liquid form. Oh, you gotta have it when you're here.
Coming up next, be a diver for a day with no certification.
Are you ready to snuba?
I am ready to snuba.
We're headed to Marathon for Snuba.
Snuba!
And later, it's an outdoor family adventure on Big Pine Key. We'll snorkel the reefs and look for tiny key deer in the pristine backcountry of the lower Keys. The modern 7-mile bridge is not actually 7 miles. Is it shorter or longer? The answer when we return. The modern 7-mile bridge is not actually 7 miles. Is it shorter or longer? The modern 7-mile bridge is shorter than 7 miles at just 6.79 miles long.
We've arrived in Marathon, a 16-mile group of absolutely spectacular islands here in the Florida Keys.
Just below the water's surface, fields of coral, alive with life and color, are just waiting to be explored. But for the average snorkeler, this spectacular undersea world can only be viewed from up above. The Keys are a great place to learn to become certified for scuba diving. But if you're not certified, there's another way to explore the undersea world. Take the simplicity of snorkeling and combine it with the experience of breathing underwater, and you've got Snuba. Instead of having tanks of air strapped to your back, swimmers get their air through long hoses connected to tanks on a pontoon raft at the surface. This is way beyond snorkeling. It's basically scuba diving on a leash. We headed over to Cudjoe Key, a dive shop and licensed Snuba operator. We're going on the Seafari with Snuba guide instructor Jessica Pritt.
Are you Jess?
Absolutely. Are you Chad?
I am. How you
Nice
doing?
to meet you. Welcome aboard the Seafari. Just got one question for you.
What?
Are you ready to snuba?
I am ready to snuba. Snuba!
As we headed out to the reef, I got a chance to ask Jessie what Snuba was all about.
This experience is designed to be somebody's first experience breathing underwater. So
I mean, snuba, it's like, it's like snorkel, scuba diving, it's somewhere in between, right?
And that's exactly it.
Right. And what a great opportunity for people who, who don't scuba dive, who maybe have snorkeled, but it's access.
The Seafari here is designed to allow everybody to have the water experience that they want. Guys, the most important thing about Snuba is to remember to breathe. Sounds like common sense, Chad. I know. All right.
That's a highlight of the presentation right there.
This is what you're gonna be breathing off of. It's a regulator just like what the divers use. Bite taps here for your teeth. The entire thing goes in your mouth just like this.
Jessie explained the safety features of the hoses that carry that so important air to the regulators.
This is keeping your regulator in place.
Okay.
So that you can breathe off of this and it's not pulling out of your mouth.
There you go, that
it
makes
attaches
sense.
to your back. Let me
Okay.
show you your back. And then from here, the hose goes up to the tank.
And then she showed me how to get my gear on.
Nope, continue to face me. Yep,
What are you doing here?
I'm giving you a hug.
What is this?
Aw.
Okay, this is snuba. Is this snuba?
1, 2, 3, go!
The visibility was amazing, which allowed me to fully take in the rainbow of colorful sea life on Canyon Reef. I've been a certified scuba diver since I was 18 years old. Snuba offered a new sensation I really loved: freedom. With Snuba, you get the best of both worlds. You get the bottom time of scuba with the ease of snorkeling. I found I was able to react and move in a way that made me feel truly a part of the marine environment around me. I'm loving this Snuba thing.
Oh yeah, snuba, fun. Good stuff.
Nice job. What'd you think?
I loves me some snuba. That was awesome.
Great job, man.
You know the great thing about snuba
What's that?
is the freedom.
Yes.
Other than somebody pulling on that cord every once in a
Who
while,
would do that?
I don't know, but it is just freedom. I feel like I can maneuver around a little bit more
Yeah,
than scuba. When I want to
absolutely.
turn, I can turn around. I don't have the tank and BC on you. But man, all kinds of fish, all kinds of stuff down there. Come to the Florida Keys, you need to go to Cudjoe Key, and you need to go snoobing with these guys. Heading to the dock.
Whether you're 8 or 88, Snuba allows anyone to experience the beautiful shallow water reefs of the Florida Keys. And Snuba is great for families who want the unforgettable underwater experience.
The flavor, the stone crab. The flavor creator, Keys Fisheries.
In Marathon,
Here it is, the stone crab. You have the blue crab, you have this king crab, you have the snow crab. No crab packs more flavor and more texture in it than the stone. No sauce required, just straight up goodness right out of the shell.
Still to come, from mammoth lobsters to literary legends, we'll explore the unique style of the Keys' art and culture. But first, it's a family eco-adventure, discovering the marine life, birds, and wildlife of the Lower Keys. We're taking in the natural wonders of Big Pine Key. How were the Florida Keys dramatically changed forever by Henry Flagler? The answer when we return. How were the Florida Keys dramatically changed forever by Henry Flagler? Henry Flagler built the Florida Keys Oversea Railroad, which connects mainland Florida to the Keys, making paradise just a train ride away.
Take it in, the wide open spaces of Big Pine Key and the Lower Keys. Looking around, it's clear why they call this the Natural Keys.
You won't find crowds here or in any of the Lower Keys. Just pristine backcountry, filled with beautiful wildlife, like great white herons and the tiny key deer. And beautiful laid-back beaches where the snorkeling is amazing. In fact, Sandspur Beach at Bahia Honda State Park, near Big Pine Key in the Lower Keys, has been repeatedly voted one of America's best beaches. So much of what Big Pine Key in the Lower Keys has to offer is underwater. Just off the beach is direct access to beautiful reefs, alive with colorful fish and coral, just waiting to be explored. One of the most fantastic treasures in the Sunshine State is the Florida Keys Reef. It is the only living coral barrier reef in the continental United States and is the third largest in the world. These protected reefs and waters are a vast portion of the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary, home to over 6,000 different species of aquatic life found in shallow waters within these precious coral reefs. I figured, what better place to go snorkeling with my family? So we hooked up with Strike Zone Charters at Big Pine Key, about 30 miles north of Key West.
Okay, guys, welcome to the Florida Keys. Everybody ready to go to Lou Key? Yeah! All right.
Just 6 miles offshore is Lou Key Reef, named after the HMS Lou, which ran aground in the Key in 1744. Lou Key is part of the Marine Sanctuary and has been protected longer than any other reef in the Florida Keys.
You know, one of the undeniably striking visuals when you're in the Keys here is the water. It is absolutely spectacular. It goes from emerald greens to deep blues. To see the kids experience that for the first time is pretty neat. What kind of experience level does somebody need to come out here and do this?
You don't need much because it's just the basics. You just need a set of mast snorkels, fins, and away you go. The fish will come to you.
Name some of the species that we're likely to see down there.
Oh, Goliath groupers. You're going to see tons of yellowtail snappers, blue tangs, sergeant major fish. Occasionally you'll see a little nurse shark out there, but just a lot of color, a lot of fish, a lot of diversity. It's kind of like our own personal aquarium out here.
Finally, it was time to jump in. Here was the ultimate snorkeling experience, floating along, observing the colorful world beneath you and escaping from the realities of life above you. I've done my share of scuba diving all over the world, but I can't remember the last time I've seen so many varieties of fish in one place.
Whew. Yeah, come to the Keys, you gotta do this. Whew. That was awesome. Here you go, bud. Thank you.
Okay, little mermaid, let me have your fins. Come on up.
Oh, that was fun.
Chase, you see that big Goliath grouper?
Yeah.
It was so special to be able to share this incredible experience with my family. Not if, but when you make it to the Keys, you gotta check out the magnificent reefs that surround this gorgeous area. These precious coral reefs are one of the most biological diverse ecosystems on this planet, rivaled only by tropical rainforests. Many conservationists have spent countless hours dedicating their time to keep these delicate reefs thriving, not only for the thousands of unique wildlife that depend on it, but for future generations that will hopefully continue to enjoy and appreciate this rare beauty.
They have a lot of replenish zones in the Keys, a lot of sanctuaries in different areas up and down in the Keys, and you can absolutely enjoy those things that you may not see in other areas. And when you appreciate them like that, you actually have to walk away being some kind of a environmentalist or conservative about it.
This snorkeling adventure really worked up an appetite for all of us as we shared unforgettable stories from this incredible underwater experience. I couldn't help but feel so grateful that my family and I could see Florida at its finest.
So many folks choose to donate a little of their time to give back to a place that's given so much. They call it Voluntourism.
The Coral Restoration Foundation invites volunteers with dive experience to plant coral onto struggling reefs. With the help of Voluntourism, reefs once damaged by ship groundings are now thriving with life and color. And thanks to the efforts of visiting volunteers, sick and injured whales and dolphins are rehabilitated at the Marine Mammal Conservancy in Key Largo. 2 Florida Keys Wild Bird Rehabilitation Centers rescue hurt and ailing native birds. Volunteers can donate their time to help these beautiful creatures take flight once again. And more than 1,300 sea turtles are grateful to the volunteers who rescue them and bring them to Marathon's Turtle Hospital, where they're treated and released.
Voluntourism. It's a great way to make a difference and to leave your mark here in the Florida Keys. Ooh, the flavor, the grouper sandwich. The flavor's creator, the square grouper in Cudjoe Key. Ooh, oh my goodness, you've got to be kidding me. The grouper sandwich, it is the workhorse of the seafood platter. It starts right here. Oh, it's about a 2-pounder, and it's going to be amazing. Oh, this is the perfect vessel for seafood. Here it is, right here, the grouper sandwich, and it's waiting for you. This is a have-to flavor when visiting the Florida Keys, the grouper sandwich. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Another bite.
Still to come, we're going wreck diving off Key West.
The Florida Keys are home to the best wreck diving in the world, actually.
But first, we'll explore the free-spirited and somewhat quirky arts and culture of the Florida Keys. What special features are shared by many of the nearly 50 cats living at the Ernest Hemingway Home and Museum? The answer when we return. What special features are shared by many of the nearly 50 cats living at the Ernest Hemingway Home and Museum? Many of the cats have 6 toes and are descendants of Hemingway's cat Snowball.
We're here in one of the many art districts of the Florida Keys. There's a real sense of inspired energy here. That's why for generations, artists and writers have come here to tap into that energy. In fact, some of the greatest contributions to art and culture have started right here in the Florida Keys.
Maybe it's the way the light reflects off the water to pop the colors of the landscape. Or maybe it's the cool breeze and the salty, sweet air.
Put it all together, and you've got an overflowing cocktail of creativity.
The Keys' colorful heritage of art and culture has attracted writers, artists, and musicians and performers from all over the world. Creative people come to the Keys to immerse themselves in this laid-back mecca of avant-garde originality.
Here, you can go into art mode while still in your flip-flops.
In the Florida Keys, artists and artisans are as plentiful as palm trees and key lime pie. Because the artistic community is so vibrant and overflowing with energy and diversity, it inspired a large culture for arts unlike anywhere else on Earth.
I love being here in the Florida Keys. I'm very inspired by everything that I see. The water, the trees, the flowers.
Acrylic on coconut, only in the Florida Keys.
There's a galaxy of galleries dotting the islands, like the one at Key Largo's Kona Kai Resort. When you're in Islamorada, you've got to check out the Rain Barrel Artisan Village.
But the Keys don't just inspire the visual arts. This exotic island chain has been the backdrop to many a writer and playwright.
There's the legendary home and museum of Ernest Hemingway.
In the second story of that writing studio is where the Nobel Prize-winning author penned some of his best work. Today, the house is a museum and home to nearly 50 fluffy descendants of Hemingway's 6-toed cat, Snowball. And Old Key West is kept alive through a large collection of museums, including the Mel Fisher Museum, which showcases one of the greatest sunken treasures ever discovered, the famous shipwreck, the Atocha.
With the help of some snorkeling gear, you can enjoy the spectacle of the annual Underwater Music Festival just south of Big Pine Key in the Lower Keys. And speaking of festivals, I guess you could say that the ruby red high-heeled shoe that drops at midnight on New Year's Eve from Bourbon Street Pub on Duval Street kicks off a year of non-stop celebrations. In Marathon, 2 museums explore the rich past of Florida natives and the early settlers: the Museum of Natural History of the Florida Keys and the Pigeon Key Museum. From seafood festivals to street parties to music festivals and art shows, the ongoing festivals in the Keys captures the bohemian spirit that defines the Conch Republic.
Well, we are on the world-famous Duval Street, which means one thing: we're in Key West.
And believe me, this place is a carnival of sights and sounds.
Hidden beneath the turquoise waters of the Florida Keys lies a nearly lost chapter of Florida's maritime history, from the Spanish galleons of the colonial era to the modern military cruisers. It is thought that over 1,000 ships have come to their final resting place along these islands, many of which are included in the Florida Keys Shipwreck Heritage Trail. The remains of these once great seafaring vessels have merged with reefs, providing a safe haven for 55 varieties of fragile coral and nearly 500 species of fish. If you're looking for a getaway that's exotic and unique, then look no more. Key West is full of character and characters.
Hey, here's a nugget for your noodle. Did you know in the mid-1800s, Key West was considered one of the richest cities in the country? And it was all due to a startup industry, wrecking.
Take a stroll down the world-famous Duval Street. You'll find restaurants, bars, and art galleries. This is a city where chickens roam and poets run free. And at dusk, everyone gathers for the sunset celebration. Mostly known for fishing, water sports, and its gorgeous historic sites, Key West is also known for its spectacular diving. We met up with Bob Holston, owner of Dive Key West, a full-service dive facility. For the past 40 years, Bob's been a passionate advocate for the marine environment.
How you doing, Bob?
Hey, Chad, how are you doing?
All right.
We're going to go out and do the Vandenberg this morning, probably one of the premier wreck dives in the world. So come on aboard and let's go have some fun.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
While some wrecks fell to bad weather or poor navigation, others were sunken purposely to create artificial reefs. For the past 30 years, Florida has developed one of the largest artificial reef programs in the world. Some of them lie along the Florida Keys Shipwreck Heritage Trail, stretching from Key Largo all the way to Key West. Divers in the Keys can find everything from 18th century Spanish shipwreck sites to the wrecks of modern military ships. The latest addition to the shipwreck trail, the USNS Vandenberg. This retired U.S. Air Force missile tracking ship was intentionally sunk off the coast of Key West in May of 2009. Demolition experts set off 44 explosives along the side of the ship below the waterline. It took just 1 minute and 54 seconds for the 523-foot-long ship to reach the sandy bottom, 150 feet below the surface. With her final mission complete, the USNS Vandenberg is now the second largest artificial reef in the world. Since this ship is so massive, the superstructure is only 45 feet below the surface, making it an easy, accessible dive.
The Florida Keys are home to the best wreck diving in the world, actually, and it's definitely the most accessible. One of the things we wanted to do was take some of the pressure off of the reefs. And by having these wrecks as an alternative dive site, we've been able to reduce the number of dives that are on the reefs.
So, Bob, is there any special equipment you need to do a wreck dive?
Well, you want to make sure you have a buoyancy system that is properly, your regulators maintained, so you're not having any issues breathing. But you need a knife, you need a surface marker buoy. Probably the biggest thing that you want to do is always monitor your air gauge.
Keep in mind, wreck diving is definitely for experienced divers. After reviewing our dive plan, we began our descent, heading across the currents with the aid of a mooring line. After just a few minutes, the radar dishes on the main deck seemed to appear out of nowhere. The sheer magnitude of the superstructure was amazing, but it was the abundance of fish, coral, and plants in and around the Vandenberg that was so spectacular. I could have stayed down there all day, but the next thing I knew, Bob was giving me the signal to begin our ascent to the surface. Without a doubt, it was the fastest 20 minutes of my life.
The wreck on the Vandenberg, I mean, as many times as we've dove it, it's just phenomenal.
Well, what was so impressive for me, Bob, is to go down on that rope and all of a sudden start to see the outcroppings of the ship. It takes you back a little bit. The visual of it is pretty stunning.
You're looking at history.
Yeah.
You're looking at something that is going to be there for hundreds of years, and it's helping the environment too.
Wreck diving doesn't compare to any other diving experience I've ever had. Descending into the depths, seeing the remains of a once great military ship resting in peace was both exciting and mystical. The reverent silence made the wreck site feel almost scary, but the life that arose from all around her was inspiring, mesmerizing, and unforgettable.
The flavor? Florida spiny lobster. The flavor's creator? Latitudes.
At the Westin Sunset Key in Key West.
Lobster. It's rich, it's creamy, and it's all that is good about the Florida Keys. Spiny lobster is a have-to flavor when in the Florida Keys.
Still to come, meet Key West's amazing high-wire senior citizen, catch mahi-mahi and tarpon.
Coming up.
We'll do scuba and take off on a jetpack joyride. What caused the Florida Keys to become the Conch Republic on April 23, 1982? The answer when we return. What caused the Florida Keys to become the Conch Republic on April 23, 1982? The U.S. Border Patrol erected a checkpoint at the top of the Florida Keys Overseas Highway. Appalled over being treated as foreigners, locals protested with a tongue-in-cheek secession from America and formed the Conch Republic.
From Key Largo to Key West, the opportunity for adventure and discovery here in the Florida Keys is like nowhere else on this earth. Today, we've experienced unbelievable fishing, amazing underwater experiences, and incredible family activities. Some of the most exciting arts and culture, but we've only scratched the surface of all that awaits here in the Florida Keys.
Imagine turning heads as you go top gunning over open water like 007. Jetpacks have stemmed from fiction, but a South Florida company has made it a reality. The Florida Keys was the first location to bring this flying circus to market. And for the visitors, it has become a Florida Keys have-to. So here's the situation. I'm being strapped to this atom-splitting super soaker backpack machine, and I'm gonna be out there flying. And I've never done this before, so, you know. Ooh, snug. When you first start out, the instructor controls your throttle with the remote control.
A little more throttle.
It took a little bit of practice, but after 10 minutes or so, I had gotten the hang of the controls and I was ready to fly on my own.
Chad, you are now flying the jet left.
Wow, the exhilaration of having your own personal watercraft strapped to your back as you soar over the air, having that sense of weightlessness is truly a childhood dream come true. This definitely deserves to be at the top of your Do Florida list. That was awesome, sir.
Awesome. Good job.
Man, that was cool. I tell you what, once I could get past kind of the mechanics of this and kind of get a little self-confidence with how to maneuver it, then it was just like, all right, now I just want to have fun. I want to move around. I want to go up and down and going in and out of the water. That was pretty cool.
It takes about 2 to 3 minutes to pick it up. You picked it up in about 30 seconds.
For someone who's just doing this for the first time, what's the key?
Try to relax.
Yeah.
And listen to what I'm saying. If you can do that, excellent.
Yeah, dude. Fun. Good stuff.
It's awesome.
This is great.
The Florida Keys, the premier destination to catch the mahi-mahi.
Renowned for their beauty, size, and power, these fish are found throughout the temperate waters surrounding the Sunshine State.
When you're fighting these fish, you just see this big green giant glow stick just coming up at you.
Finally, we start reeling them in.
Goodness gracious.
All that hard work finally pays off.
You could literally take that fish 20 minutes from now, you could be eating it.
There you go. All right.
Enjoy.
Thank you. It don't get any fresher than this. The number one attraction here in the Florida Keys are its reefs. In fact, no other reef system in the world has more visitors, viewers, and watchers than the Florida Keys reef system.
However, climate change, pollution, as well as boat and ship groundings continue to threaten coral reef systems around the world. But thanks to the tireless dedication of the Coral Restoration Foundation, coral is now being farmed and transplanted to suffering reefs. This groundbreaking program was developed right here in our Florida Keys. The Coral Restoration founder is Ken Niedermeyer. To say Ken is a pioneer environmentalist is an understatement. In 2001, Ken began developing a systematic method for growing corals in an offshore nursery. Ken, along with his eager volunteers, have revitalized reefs by planting thousands of young corals throughout the Florida Keys.
Hey, when it comes to game fish, the tarpon is king, and no one grows them bigger, badder, and meaner than Islamorada. Ha! Whoa! Lift up, lift up. Oh, there he is. There he is, Jack. That's it.
Oh my gosh, this fish is moving.
Coming up, coming up. Oh, that's it. Stay tight.
Oh gosh.
Big fish, Cap.
I am absolutely in awe of the brute strength of this fish. Woo! With the drag completely hammered.
Cap, he's going, he's going. Ah!
This fish continued to take line and pull our skiff all over the channel. When fighting a fish this big, communication between the captain and the angler is critical.
He's coming port side, Captain. He's coming over here.
Good job. Just keep lifting, Chad. Keep lifting.
This fish is whipping me. And he ran right back towards us.
With a fish this big and a battle this long, you want to make sure the fish is well revived before releasing it. This will ensure its survival.
Come on, girl.
Congratulations.
Watching that big saltwater silver side lift its entire body completely out of the water was a sight I'll never forget. Just another day in the Florida Keys. Every night in Key West, 2 hours before sunset, the crowds gather in Mallory Square for the sunset celebration. Will Soto, a 60-something-year-old tightrope walker, is widely known as one of the guiding spirits behind the celebration. He has lived and performed on the island for over 30 years and can rightly be called someone who took the art of street performing to new heights. Will's blend of offbeat humor,
Loosen up, have some fun.
and daredevil wire walking make him a favorite for the sunset crowds.
Make some real noise.
When you come to Islamorada, you got to feed the fish here at Robbie's. Whoa, man.
Oh my God!
Oh, man.
The flavor? Key lime pie. The flavor creator?
Mangrove Mike's in Islamorada.
Here it is, the key lime pie. It's glorious. Nothing says you're in the Florida Keys like the flavor of the key lime pie. You want some of the best key lime pie? Stop at Mangrove Mike's. And hey, tell them I sent you.
There's still more to come on the Florida Keys. Real, blue, and chill. Approximately how many Pulitzer Prize winners have called Key West home? The answer when we return. Approximately how many Pulitzer Prize winners have called Key West home? Nearly a dozen Pulitzer Prize winners, including Ernest Hemingway and Tennessee Williams.
You know, in life, certain things just make natural pairings.
Like Bogey and McCall in the film Key Largo. A hammock and a margarita.
Ooh, here it is. Ooh.
This amazing spiny lobster and a chilled Chardonnay. And for me, the Keys themselves are best served up in pairs. For example, if you're an art lover, then Key West and Islamorada are the yin and yang for creativity. If snorkeling or scuba are your passion, Key Largo and Big Pine go together like a clownfish and a sea anemone. Islamorada and Key West are a shallow water sport fisherman's paradise. And for fun family adventures, Marathon and Big Pine Key go together like key lime and pie.
Thanks for joining me on my road trip through the Florida Keys. It has been an incredible journey, but truly it's just a small taste of all the amazing things there are to see, discover, and savor right here in the Florida Keys.
Yeah, right there. Oh, yeah.